So let's talk about this life update. So what's been going on? I've been chilling. Life has been amazing and it's been kind of mentally free. My daughter just finished her first year of college. Yay. She also just turned 19. Let me grab my wine. Don't know how I feel about that. My wife and I has been doing great. We have finally started to take the steps to renovating our home, and stay tuned for those videos because my wife is a hoot. We've been back dating and enjoying each other because that's something that we had to put off when we were doing fertility and when we were purchasing our home, because sometimes to get the things you want you have to sacrifice. So instead of spending money on dinners and nights out and weekend getaways, we would keep that money and we would save the money we would have spent, and that's what allowed us to be able to afford fertility and be able to buy a home. So we've been back doing those things. It's been fun. We recently just got back from a trip to Ocean City, Maryland. That's where my wife is from, and it was fun. Do I have any video of that? I think I do. I'm gonna put them right. If this weekend is representation of what's to come this summer, I'm totally fucking here for it.
Here for it.
Totally here for it.
I'm here. I'll always be here. Know that.
It's a good possibility that we're leaving secrets a little tipsy, but that's okay. It's totally fucking okay. Look at her. She always got my back. So cute self. So that's been fun. As for, another thing I've been doing has been my business. I have a food and lifestyle blog where I share renovation ideas, homeowner ideas, decor ideas, recipes, and things like that. Previously, before buying our home and having to make renovations to our kitchen, I had a dessert business where I made cakes, cupcakes, pretzels, cookies, dessert tables, everything for weddings and corporate events and birthdays, and I kind of put that on hold. Recently, I decided to share some recipes that I've had for years, of spice blends that I developed when my daughter was in 5th grade, and I was changing the way we eat and the things we ate in order to help her asthma. So I recently started sharing those spice blends with the world, and this business has been blowing up. So I've started sharing this and selling these spices for maybe 3 months now. Prior to that, my business Facebook had 997 followers. As of today, since sharing my spices and selling them, I have 1,730. So it's been a hit. If you all are interested in any of my spices, I'll put the link to my website below. I'll put my IG down below. I'll put my Facebook down below. So that's been getting a lot of my focus lately because I haven't sat down. This is the first time I sat down in front of the camera in like 3 months. I just didn't do it. I recently, a few weeks ago, I found some videos in my phone that I previously recorded, and I uploaded that to give you all something because I noticed I'm still getting subscribers. But this is the first time I sat down in like months to give you all like a new video. So that's that. As far as fertility, fertility as of right now is on hold. The plan was to start back with our IUI or IVF cycle around my birthday, which was in March. but I backed out of it. I made a decision that I couldn't do it. It was kind of a selfish decision because my wife wants this just as much as I do, but I'm someone who suffers from depression. I'm no longer to admit that I suffer from that. And everything that I've been going through with my fertility clinic and my insurance company has been affecting my mental, so I needed to take a break for me. In October, we were told by a rep, I'm gonna put her name out there, Dale Alexander, with Kaiser Permanente, that I could go to another provider, and I just needed a referral. This is the process. It can take 60 days. And I did it. And when I did it, I was denied. I contacted her again, and she told me, oh, that's just the process. You have to get the referral, then you'll be denied. And then the appeal, you file the appeal, then the appeal will be approved, and that's the process. I recently found out that was just her process to avoid me or any other customers or patients from switching their insurance during open enrollment. So I had to go through the process of filing a complaint with the Better Business Bureau, with the Insurance Grievance Commission, the Department of Insurance for my state, the CEO of Kaiser. It's been an entire process. So that's been one thing I've been dealing with. It probably will be another 3 months before I find out an answer of that. I will say I'm a little scared to leave Kaiser because I have other health issues. Kaiser doctors, they have gotten my daughter's asthma under control. I suffer from a rheumatoid disease. I have adenoma of the pituitary. I have migraines. I'm severely anemic, and the list goes on. Before coming to Kaiser, I was taking like 8 pills a day, like every day. Now I'm not taking any pills, and I owe all of that to Kaiser doctors. So I'm a little afraid to leave Kaiser. I'm afraid that my health is going to take 2 steps back, and then I'm going to be back on all the pills. So that's one thing. The other part of that is Shady Grove Fertility is who Kaiser contracts to do all of their fertility services. I don't know if that's for every state, but at least DC, Maryland, and Virginia, that's what it is. And I don't want to be forced to continue my treatment with Shady Grove Fertility. When my appeal was denied to go elsewhere, they denied me, saying it was no medical reason for me to go somewhere else. They said I can just go to a different location of Shady Grove Fertility. The Harbor location, which is 10 minutes from my home, my doctor cursed me out when my eggs all died after the retrieval. Like, when I say curse me out, he belittled me to the point that I was smaller than an ant. It was horrible. His financial person, who was also the receptionist, discriminated against my wife and I because of our sexual orientation. Appointments wasn't made on purpose, intentionally, which is something that can't happen when you're doing fertility, especially IVF, because everything is timed. Everything has to be done at a certain time. So that's that. We've been cussed out. That's all at the Harbor location. The Towson location, quite a few of the nurses there are not comfortable with same-sex couples, so it's a lot of things that was said, a lot of things that was done. We had to file complaints with the office manager. It was just a big bunch of unnecessary stuff that you shouldn't have to go with or have to deal with when it comes to your fertility coverage. I don't even care if it's fertility coverage, period, in life. You don't have to like the choices I make for myself in life, but you need to give me the same respect I give you. And when it's all said and done, I'm paying you. I have insurance and I pay for this insurance, so I'm paying for this service. So you need to give me quality help because that's what I'm paying you for. That's all I wanted, and it was just a big mess. I do have a new doctor with Shady Grove, Dr. Bill. I brag about Dr. Bill all the time. She has compassion. She is open. She is loving. She communicates. She calls you. If she can't reach you by phone, you'll get a text. You'll get an email. She'll call my wife. If she had access to a smoke signal, she will send a smoke signal to make sure that you are contacted. I love Dr. Bill. I feel like if I had Dr. Bill as my doctor the entire time, even if the outcome would have been the same, I firmly and strongly believe that my experience as a whole would have been different, even if the outcome would have been the same, because she is that amazing. The negative side of that is because if I stay with Shady Grove and Kaiser, I would have to see her in Columbia, which is a small inconvenience time-wise as far as work and the distance from my home and office to that location. So that's kind of a negative, but it's also the fact that it's Shady Grove Fertility, and although I will be seeing her directly at her office, and she made it so that I will not get my transfers or anything like that done in Towson. I can go to Annapolis or to Rockville. My fear is because it's Shady Grove, every appointment I'm going to have an anxiety attack because I'm walking into Shady Grove. Like I did during my, when I had to go see her after my surgery in August of last year. Just walking into the building, the anxiety was on fire. My chest was beating fast. Tears was falling. It was horrible. And that's something I just don't want to do. I don't feel like that's fair to me, and I don't feel like that's fair to her. So that's that. So switching insurance, my job offers 3 insurance companies: Kaiser, who I'm currently with, United Healthcare, and Care First. I know nothing about United Healthcare. I know nobody who has them. Nothing. Care First, I've heard good things about Care First. I did call my HR benefits coordinator and I talked to her about it. And she told me that in a recent meeting, she was informed that Care First will no longer be offering coverage to same-sex couples. She said she did not get that in writing, but that's what was said in the meeting. I don't understand how they can do that or say that, saying as though it's a Maryland mandate that say we are old, we supposed to be covered. It's a law. So I did call, and the rep from Care First said she wasn't sure of that and just told me to call back closer to open enrollment. My fear is switching is, again, I have health issues. I have an adenoma of the pituitary. I have a rheumatoid disease. I'm severely anemic. I mean, I have migraines. I have a lot of health issues that out of my whole life, Kaiser doctors have been the only ones to be able to fix. I mean, I went from before taking like 8 pills a day to now being a Kaiser patient for the past 5 years, not taking nothing. So, you know, that's worrisome to me, but I can't keep going through this fertility issue with Shady Grove and Kaiser. It's just too much. Like, fertility is hard by itself. Like, all of this extra stuff is just unnecessary, and I just feel like I no longer have the energy. I don't know, it's because your girl been saging like a mug, but I no longer have the energy to be arguing with anybody about anything, let alone the things that I am supposed to have. You know, I pay for this, so this is what I'm supposed to have, period. So as of right now, you all will not be getting any fertility related videos unless some type of change happen or I'm contacted by the Insurance Grievance Commission. The next update on fertility will not be until January 2020, because if we switch insurance companies, my new insurance will not be effective until January 1. And I think that would be the perfect time to start, the top of the year, because as of right now, I don't got time. Life is just a little too lit for me. My wife and I will be celebrating our 5th anniversary in August, where we are renewing our vows in Miami. So that's going to be lit. I'm going to bring you guys with us. My wife's birthday is on Halloween, so I'm taking her to Vegas. Again, I'm bringing you guys with us. We are taking our daughter on a cruise for Christmas, so that's that. I don't have any room right now to be fitting in injections and monitoring appointments and things like that. So the top of the year is the right time for us. So it doesn't matter if I gotta stay with Kaiser or if I switch to Care First. There would be no IVF or IUI fertility updates, and really, honestly, until 2020. So I hope you guys understand. I'm sorry this video is so long, but I kept getting interrupted every time I did a video. My phone started ringing. Somebody was at the door. The refrigerator made noise. It was just a lot. It was a lot. So I'm going to talk to you guys later.